Transformers 1. I am back from the theater from seeing Transformers 1. I was looking forward to this movie. I know the first initial teaser didn't look good to people, but then the second trailer to me looked really cool. And I understand as a Transformers fan going in, this is not going to be exactly G1. This is going to be a mishmash, amalgamation of all of the different Transformers things put into one. And I think they did a really amazing job with this. I'm like pretty impressed. I think it's going to please the fans, and I think it's going to please new audiences. And I think it's one of these things where you can get the new audience members and it doesn't insult the classic fans. Take notes, Star Wars. But to me, this was a really fun movie, an hour 44 minutes, brisk, really cool looking, a lot of cool characters, a lot of stuff. Oh, if there's that guy and that guy, and so if you're a G1 hardcore guy, you're gonna know all the stuff. If you're a casual fan, you might pick out some of the guys. And if you're brand new, or if you're taking your kids to see it, which I think you definitely should, this is a great introduction. I think this is a great idea to have this one continuity. And if you've been following my channel, you know that I'm doing massive amounts of Transformers streams. We have covered all of the first 3 seasons, including the film. We even did the Rebirth series, and we even did Headmasters, and we did the first 10 issues of the Marvel Comics, and we're going to finish the Marvel Comics run, and we're going to even do Super God Master Force and just continue it on. Of course, I've been reviewing all of the Skybound Transformer comics. They're absolutely fantastic. Best comic you can get. Transformers is friggin' white hot right now, guys. This is the time to be a Transformers fan. This movie, I think, can get you on board. Hopefully, there's a couple of goofy things, a couple of weird choices here and there. Look, it's a movie. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to use my space system, of course, which is story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get. If I think something is garbage, I'll give it a 0. If I think it's good, I'll give it a 1. If I think it's absolutely amazing, I'll give it a 2 out of 2 in that category, giving you a score out of 10. Starting with the storyline, I'm going to give it a 1.5. As I said, this isn't going to blow your mind. We do have the quintessons, so that is a big plus for me. They don't have, or at least we didn't see the 5 head ones where they swap their heads around. I'm thinking they might save that for another movie. It didn't feel like they were saying, oh, this isn't part of it. And they didn't have the Sharkticons, but they had this other kind of bot thing. I'm not aware of all the IDW comics. I've only read a few of them here and there. I read some of the More Than Meets the Eye and the Robots in the Skies, where they had the 2 different comics kind of splitting off with each other, with Rodimus taking some guys on the Lost Light, and then you had sort of the at-home Cybertron stuff going. I read some of that stuff. I don't know all the lore of everything. I've only ever seen the American cartoon, the original, plus Headmasters. I do own massive amounts of Transformers DVDs. I just haven't watched them. So we're doing that now on my channel. Check all that stuff out in the playlist. So 1.5, I think they did a great job of getting everything together. You have your one villain. No, it won't be spoilers, I guess, if there won't be spoilers, but there isn't anything to spoil. You know that Megatron and Optimus Prime are going to split. I think they handled the split and Megatron's sort of heel turn. I think they handled it beautifully. Like, I'm quite shocked. They did it way better than the prequel series with Anakin. I gotta tell you that much right now. I liked it. It's a basic story. They're just worker bots. They're miners, and they have to get their cogs, their Transformer cogs. They have to kind of level themselves up. They've got to stop the bad guys. That's pretty much it. On that journey, Megatron and Prime, Ryan Pax, whatever, start to split in their ideologies and what to do. So yeah, basic story, but told very, very well. So 1.5 out of 2 for that one. The pacing is a 2 out of 2 banger. I mean, there's lots of action. It looks great. You're never going to look at your watch, especially if you've watched those 17-hour Michael Bay movies. I think last night was about 47 hours or something. It was really crazy. I thought it might, this one is like going to feel really fast. Love the pacing, great stuff. The artistry, I mean, this is a 2 out of 2 for the artistry department. The music is good. All of the Transformers look good. The animation is cool to me. It's sort of like, if you watch the War for Cybertron trilogy, which I did watch that, I watched the War for Cybertron trilogy, that was cool, but there was some weirdness with the animation at times, even though I actually really liked the look of that a lot. It was almost like the G1 toys come to life with some weirdness. Sometimes they would bend in weird ways, and you're like, that's kind of weird. This cartoon kind of fixed that problem, so they look pretty good. I don't know. It looks cool to me. Music is good. Brian Tyler, who seems to be really hot right now, him and Hans Zimmer are like fighting out to, every movie is either Brian Tyler or Hans Zimmer. I think the music was really good here. We didn't get the You Got the Touch, no Stan Bush. Could you have not fit it in? Guys, come on. They do say You Got the Touch and Power. They do say that. They do mention GoBots. That's kind of funny. So they mentioned a few things here and there, which is kind of neat. But yeah, overall, everything looks great. Characters, I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 2. And the reason for that is that some of the characters are slightly, they're not depumped or made to look bad, but they're not as ominous as they could be. Like Shockwave, for example, is the butt of a joke at one point. And look, it's just one joke, who cares, right? But I'm trying to look for negatives here because I don't want to just be shilling out for this thing and saying this is the greatest thing ever. There's going to have to be a few problems. And as a G1 fan, first and foremost, you're going to have some issues. But Soundwave is friggin' awesome. Starscream is pretty damn awesome. As I said, Prime and Megatron, their relationship is really good. I completely bought into it when they split up. It was sad. I actually felt bad. The stuff with Alpha Trion is pretty neat. Quintessons, you don't see that much. Elita 1, who is one of my favorite Transformers. I have 4 Elita 1 figures. That's the most, maybe next to Prime. That's the most amount of figures I have of one single character. I think she's great. I really liked her in the War for Cybertron trilogy. Here, she's good, slightly, not just a tiny sliver bit annoying, just a sliver. They're leaning more into her like, oh, she's this captain, she's this commander, and she's like, tough chick, and I've got to get shit done. And, so I like that aspect of her. But she does say a couple of lines where I was like, you shouldn't, I would have liked those lines removed. Again, very nitpicky. If you say I love Elita 1, I'll say I love Elita 1 as well, and we're going to high five and move on with our day. It's just something to talk about. Bumblebee is the comic relief character. I actually did laugh out loud on a couple of Bumblebee lines, and I thought that was pretty funny. Overall, he's a little bit annoying, but not really that much. And you have to always keep in the back of your mind that this is for families, children. They want the kids to buy the toys. I don't think Bumblebee does anything cringe as much as the Michael Bay films, especially The Last Night, which has some of the worst dialogue in cinema history. Nothing to the level of that. So if you're okay with the cringe dialogue in The Last Night and Revenge of the Fallen is littered with it, if you're okay with that, you're definitely going to be fine with Bumblebee in this movie for sure. But I do have to point out that he could get slightly annoying, but he is actually kind of cool. I thought he was all right. For the overall enjoyment factor for me personally, I'm giving it a 2 out of 2. I kind of love this movie. I'm definitely buying it on 4K, which I was going to buy anyways because I bought the Michael Bay movie, so I should be buying this one. This was a friggin' awesome movie, man. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I don't know, I'm trying to not shill out for this movie, but it's just so cool. And I know some people were really against it. And what I'd really love to know is if you were really against it and then you went and watched it, did it change your mind? If I went in thinking, I'm going to like this movie, and I ended up really liking it a lot. I love this movie. I came back. First thing I did was I ordered Sentinel Prime. He's awesome. Ordered him immediately on Amazon. The deluxe one, not the studio one. I want the studio one for sure. Getting that guy for sure. He was wicked. Yeah, I liked it. I loved it. Thought it was great. There you go, guys. If you enjoy my space system, please remember to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Check out the playlist for Transformers. And we're doing crazy live streams on Transformers, guys. We need you on there to chat with us. It is awesome. We're going through. Has anyone actually reviewed every episode of Headmasters? That's crazy. Oh, and one final point. I wore my Headmaster shirt, my Chrome Dome. It was Chrome Dome with when you plug his head in, it gives you his intelligence and speed and strength levels. I wore that to the theater, and I was walking up the stairs, and this guy's like, is that Headmasters? I was like, it is. Look, Transformers brings the fans together, man. So let's come together for this one. I think it was awesome. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.